Okay, hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm going to tell you a little story about when I went to get some weed yesterday. This is a completely fictional story, so any cops out there watching this story actually never happened, okay? But I'm just going to tell it like it did happen, and you're going to act like it happened, even though we know that it didn't happen. Alright, so I live on 35th Street, San Diego. It's not the nicest neighborhood, but it works. Alright, I got a pimp that lived next door, and, well, it's a pretty good block. It's just pretty gangster out here. So my neighbor wants me to get her a sack of weed. So I'm like, alright, I'll go try to get some weed. I'm going to walk down the street until I can see what I can find. So I start walking down 35th over towards Dizzle's house. And I come across two black dudes, and, say what's up. They say what's up to me, so I take that and I go and I ask them, hey, you guys know where to get any bud? First thing they say, you a cop? Hell no, I'm not a cop, man. I'm a motherfucking registered drug offender. Oh shit, alright, what's up? What's your name? Oh, I'm Steve. Oh, shit, I'm the man downstairs. Well, the man downstairs? Well, yeah, just call me the man downstairs. That's all you need to know. And this right here is my Uncle Beans. I'm like, Uncle Beans. So we got the man downstairs and the Uncle Beans. So, yup. Alright, cool. Well, shit, where did we get this weed? Like, alright, well, you know the homie Antoine down the street. Like, Antoine? No, I don't know no Antoine. So, alright, well, we'll go take you over there, no problem. Right now, we're just waiting on my wife to come out of the house so we can go to the bus stop, and the bus stop's in that direction. So we'll just go and do it all in one shot. It's like, alright, and we're waiting for his wife. It's going to be like 5 or 10 minutes before she comes out the house. So we're sitting there bullshitting. And, Beans, he tells me he noticed my chucks, and I was walking down the street and shit. He's like, man, those are some nice chucks and shit. And, it's like, while we're sitting there waiting, oh yeah, Beans, he asked me, you know anybody that want to smoke some crystal? Like, nah, man, I don't know anybody to do that shit. But right when I say that, that's when the Uncle Beans' cousin, Bones, comes out of the house. And so now I'm chilling with the man downstairs, his Uncle Beans, and his cousin, Bones. And we're sitting there bullshitting, shooting the shit or whatever. And then finally the wife comes out. And so me and the man downstairs, we take his wife and go over towards the bus stop, and we leave Uncle Beans and his cousin Bones. We leave them there at the house. So now it's me, the man downstairs, and his wife. We're walking down the street to go to Antoine's house and drop her off at the bus stop. So we're sitting there walking, and he starts talking, hey man, you got any electronics at your house? What, man, I got electronics? Oh, hell no. It's like, well, I know you got a PS3, that big screen, all that shit. And then he's like, just playing, I ain't gonna rob you. And he's talking, man, his lip was all busted up, and he couldn't barely talk. I'm gonna rob you, man. You got them electronics, though. It was pretty ridiculous, this dude. So we go over to Antoine's house. He go up, knock on Antoine's door. Turned out Antoine's dry. Antoine, man, I ain't got no weed. But you go over to J4, he got the weed. And the man downstairs is like, man, I don't really know J4 like that. I know who he is, but I don't know, I can't just go up to his house and ask for weed and shit. And just so it turns out that Antoine lives right next door to my normal dealer, Rags. Now, Rags didn't answer the phone, but the man downstairs, he know Rags. They tight. So the man downstairs go to Rags' house. Turns out Rags not there. So then we're like, all right, well, let's just go. The man downstairs like, you want to walk with me to go get a beer? I was like, all right, I'll go get this beer with you, whatever. So we go over to the liquor store, and we walk in the liquor store. The first thing the man downstairs says, hey, J4, you got any weed? Turns out J4 is sitting there getting a beer in the beer aisle. And so they come like, yeah, man, what you need? Let me get that Deemer. You want a Deemer? Yeah. So he goes into the candy aisle, and J4 hands the man downstairs a 10-sack of weed in the candy aisle at the liquor store. And then I give the $20 bill to the man downstairs, who gives it over to J4, and J4 walks the $20 bill up to the front counter, gets change for it, hands me my $10 bill, and I walk out of the liquor store with my $10 bill in one hand and my sack of weed in the other hand, and I come back here to tell the story. Now, if it's not as good as Dash and Silo hyped it up to be, I apologize. I can't make it any better. They were probably pretty high, so they might have been funnier the first time, but there it is. That's the story, minus a few details. It took about an hour total, so you can imagine there was a lot of dialogue in there. And when I met like 5 or 6, I mean, yeah, I told them about the electronics part. I met the man downstairs, his Uncle Beans, his cousin Bones, Antoine, and J4 all in one day, and there's like 5 crazy-ass gangbangers. So that I heard a lot. There's a lot of dialogue going on. Oh yeah, I just remember the whole time, like they're sitting there telling me, man, I said, like, you live on Trey 5, meaning 35th. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you don't live on the block, man. You don't live on the block, man. You know white boy like that live on the block, man. What you doing living on Trey 5? Why you living on Trey 5? And like the whole entire time. And he mentioned, he's like, man, I see you walking down with your shorts and your baby all the time. He's like, why don't you wear them skinny jeans? So man, why don't you like some skinny jeans like the other white boy? And he points out some dude wearing skinny jeans. Like, look at this guy, he's sagging his skinny jeans. Like, what the hell is the point of that, sagging some skinny jeans? And he starts yelling at the dude like, why are you sagging your skinny jeans? It's just like out of nowhere, just starts yelling at this random ass fool sagging his skinny jeans. And then what's the other part? Oh, the skinny jeans. Oh yeah, he has 3 kids. The man downstairs has 3 kids. This guy's 28 years old. His first son is 14, his second son is 10, and his daughter is 6. So he's got 3 kids, 14, 10, and 6, and he's 28 years old. You do the math. He was starting early, all with 1 girl, and then he's like, yeah, but I dumped her. That girl you saw me with, that wasn't my baby mama. You know, you get tired of the pussy sometime. That's what he told me. I'm like, uh-huh. Yeah, all right, buddy. And that's pretty much it. He told me, he's like, I know you got some big screen. I'm going to come over and we going to watch the game with your wife and son. Tell him that I'm coming over. And I'm just like, I don't think that you can come over. She probably wouldn't like that. And, you know, there's a lot of fucking details that I missed that happened. And I might have told him the first time. If I missed him this time, I'm sorry. Going back and retelling them just isn't the same. So that's about it. I'm out. Happy YouTubing. My channel, youtube.com/xxstevo420xx.